I was a bit unaware of feeling different, actually. I think certain adults definitely treated me differently and were quite wary of it. I didn't feel that different, no. But my primary school, were quite anxious about it. They, for instance, they made my mum come on school trips and things like that. So I guess at those times I was aware of it, but it wasn't a negative thing for me. It didn't feel, like a bad thing. I did, in the sense that obviously they had to cooperate with anything we said. For instance, I had to have food with me in the classrooms and everything like that. But I think actually people were resistant to take on, not responsibility, but for instance, my mum came in to do sugar tests at lunchtimes and to check what I was eating, give my insulin and things like that. So no, I don't think there was a lot of support, and luckily my mum wasn't working, so she could come in and help me. But I don't know what would have happened if my mum had a full-time job and that wasn't a possibility, because I think there was quite a lot of resistance there to, And actually my diabetes nurse at the time was amazing, because she hounded the head teacher to come in and talk to my class to explain what it was and why I was doing all these weird things and eating food at weird times. Unfortunately, it was still left to my mum. It changed things in the sense that everyone in my class knew what was going on and they were actually quite interested, which is why I felt positively about it in primary school, because nobody looked at me as being weird. It was still left up to my mum, and I think at that time, because she was very anxious about it obviously as well, she just did what she had to do. She didn't question it. She said, right, well, if we've got to take this on, we've got to take it on and do everything. And so she was kind of okay with that. But I think it was very stressful for her. Yeah, it was a bit more confusing, and high school was when I kind of questioned everything and started thinking, well, how am I supposed to do this and school and everything else I wanted to do? And at times it did feel quite overwhelming. And it was almost like coming out of a little bubble in primary school somehow. I didn't question things and I just went along with things, and then secondary school was when it was like, oh, okay, I've got to do this now, and I'm supposed to be doing it really well as all school stuff. Yeah, if I'm entirely honest, I probably put diabetes on the back burner a little bit, and only realised what I was doing quite far into high school. I didn't test as much as I should. I kind of assumed things were okay, and I was actually on a pump by the time I got to high school, an insulin pump. So I kind of took liberties with that, in the sense that I could just eat whatever and bolus the insulin and just expect everything to be okay. But I was also very lucky in the sense that my parents were still doing a lot for me at home. They'd work out carbohydrate values and things like that for me. So yeah, I didn't deal with it in the best way. I think maybe the one thing I would say is that in the mess of it all and being a teenager, and you're always coping with something new, even if it's like hormones or something messing up what should be happening or what you think should be happening with your blood sugars, just test your sugars. If that's the one thing you concentrate on doing regularly, just test, and then you know what's happening and you can deal with it. If you push away the testing, or you don't want to get it out at lunchtime, or which is what I kind of felt like, I didn't want to just get all of the diabetes kit out in front of everyone. I don't know, find somewhere where you can, or just explain to everyone what you're doing, and then they'll know and it won't be a big deal.